we are observing Purushotam VRATA. This extra month was very depressed because everyone neglected him. So he took shelter of Narayan. Then Narayan took him to Golokapati Shri Krishna, and Krishna blessed her and said, Aham eteir yata loke pratitah Purushottama tathayam api lokeshu pratitah Purushottama asmai samarpitah sarve je gunamai samstita mat sadrishyam upagamya masanamadipo bhavet. Jagat pujyo jagat vandyo maso yam tu bhavishyati sarve masah sakamaschanish kamo yam maya krita akamah sarva kamo vayo dhima samprapujet karmani bhasmasat kritva mam evaishyati asangshayam kadachin mama bhaktanam aparadeti kanyate purushottama bhaktanam na parada kadachana ya etasmin mahamura japa danadi varjita sat karma snana rahita deva tirtha dvija dvisha jayante durbaga dushtah para bhagyopajivana na kadachit sukham teshan swapne pishasha shringavat yena ham archito bhaktyam asesmin purushottame dhan putra sukham bhunktva paschat golokavasa bhag. He Ramapati Narayan, just as I am celebrated in this world by the name Purushottam, similarly these Adimas too will be renowned in the world by the name Purushottam. Now I offer all my qualities to this month. Becoming like me from today onwards, this Adimas is the monarch of all the other months and is the most worshipable and most adored in the world. All other months are Sakama, that is, they will grant worldly desires. This month, however, is Nishkama. Those who worship this month, either without any desires, Akama, or with all types of desires, will have all their karmas burned. That means good and bad, both. Unless you are fully free of karma, you cannot attain Krishna. So here, they will have all their karmas burned, then they will achieve me. Before that, you cannot achieve Krishna. My bhaktas sometimes commit offenses, but in this Purushottam month, they will be protected from committing any offense. In this Adimas, those greatly foolish persons who neglect to perform auspicious activities such as japa, giving in charity, visiting and bathing at the holy places, and who are envious of the Dvijas, Brahmanas, are deemed wicked, unfortunate, and living at the cost of others. Thus, they will not attain a cent of happiness even in their dreams. So here the meaning is those who neglect. So it means you have to do those activities. Japa, giving in charity, visiting bathing holy places, and serve the Brahmanas. So conversely, those who are filled with bhakti will take advantage of this Purushottam month to perform archan to me. In different ways, archan means worship. After enjoying worldly happiness such as wealth, sons and so on, they will eventually attain residence in Goloka. And we are hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, prayers of Brahma. Yesterday we heard that Supreme Lord appears in this world to defeat the false pride of faithless demons and to show mercy to saintly devotees and he appears in many different avatars among demigods, sages, human beings, animals, and even the aquatics. O Veti Bhuman Bhagavan Paratman Jogeshwarotir Bhavatas Trilokyam Kva va Katham Vakati va Kadeti Vistarayan Kirirasi Yogamayam. O Supreme Great One, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, O Super Soul, Master of all mystic power, your pastimes are taking place continuously in these three worlds, but who can estimate where, how, and when you are employing your spiritual energy and performing these innumerable pastimes? No one can understand the mystery of how your spiritual energy acts. Commentary by disciple Srila Sai Maharaj. Brahma previously stated that Lord Krishna incarnates among the demigods, means appears as avatar, among the demigods, human beings, animals, fish, and so on. This does not mean, however, that the Lord is degraded by his incarnations. As Brahma clarifies here, no conditioned soul can understand the transcendental nature of the Lord's activities, which he enacts through his spiritual potency. Although the Lord is Bhuman, the supremely great one, he is still Bhagavan, the supremely beautiful personality exhibiting pastimes of love in his own abode. At the same time, he is Paramatma, the all-pervading super soul, who witnesses and sanctions all the activities of the conditioned souls. And he gives the fruit also. The Lord's multiple identity is explained by the term Yogeshwara. Absolute Truth is the master of all mystic potencies, and although he is one and supreme, he manifests his greatness and opulence in many different ways. Such elevated spiritual matters can hardly be understood by foolish persons, primitively identifying themselves with the insignificant material body. These conditioned souls, such as atheistic scientists, consider their own puffed up intelligence supreme. Gullibly placing their firm faith in material illusion, they are captured by the modes of nature and driven far away from knowledge of God. Then Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Brahma prayed, "You come as Rama to kill Ravan, and as Krishna to relieve the burden of the universe. Your white, red, black, and Shyam avatars appear to institute religion, not to defeat the philosophical wranglers. Actually, no one can fully understand where, when, why, and how you will appear. That is side effect to defeat philosophical wranglers. His main point is to establish religion, and that also he establishes by satisfying his devotee. For that purpose he appears, and then religion is established, and automatically also other philosophies are defeated. O unlimited Lord, cause of all causes, if your transcendental body were not beyond the modes of material nature, no one could understand the difference between matter and transcendence. Only by your presence can one understand the transcendental qualities of your Lordship, the controller of material nature. O Supreme Great One, O Personality of Godhead, although you expand throughout the material universe, you are still full with 6 opulences. Something like if someone gets incarnated, then he will lose something or he comes down. But it is not so with Supreme Lord. He is not degraded in any way when he appears in this world. Although you enjoy all opulence, you witness everything in your expansion as Paramatma. O Master of all mystic power, you display inconceivable powers by the agency of Yoga Maya. Who can understand when, where, why, and how your spiritual energy acts to display your transcendental pastimes within the 3 worlds? Your unlimited spiritual form is full of all opulences, and though it is not material, it exists everywhere in the material universe. Something material cannot be present everywhere. It is limited. And though Krishna's form is spiritual, still he exists everywhere in the material universe. That is his inconceivable potency. But not all can see. Only those who have that eyes, they can see. Like Prahlad Maharaj. But how is it possible to satisfy simultaneously all your devotees at all times with your transcendental pastimes? By your inconceivable energy, Yoga Maya perfectly carries out the work of presenting different pastimes to your various devotees at the suitable time. Like when Mahaprabhu exhibited his form as God in Mayapur, in Srivas Thakur's house, then according to those devotees' internal spiritual identity, he also showed them specific form. To Murari Gupta he showed Ramachandra form. And to Advaita he said that how I appeared like that. So by Yoga Maya, she's making that arrangement that for each devotee in particular rasa, he will have that lila darshan. Like one time Hanuman came to Dwaraka, and for his sake Krishna took the form of Narayan, and Rukmini took the form of Sita. It is possible. The next verse, this verse, our Gurudev repeatedly used to explain. Tasmat idam jagat ashesham asat swarupam swapnabham asta dishanam puru dukha dukham tvai eva nitya sukha bodha tanau anante mayata udyata piyat sat iva va bhati. Therefore, this universe, which like a dream is by nature unreal, nevertheless appears real, and thus it covers one's consciousness and assails one with repeated miseries. This universe appears real because it is manifested by the potency of illusion emanating from you, whose unlimited transcendental forms are full of eternal happiness and knowledge. Commentary by Srila Sai Maharaja's disciples. As an object of enjoyment or a permanent residence for the conditioned souls, the material universe is certainly illusion, nothing more than a dream. Means we perceive it wrongly. In that sense, it is illusion. If we think it is permanent, then it is for me to enjoy. That is wrong. One may give the analogy that the vision of abundant water in a desert is no more than a dream, although real water exists elsewhere. Similarly, the vision of home, happiness, and reality within matter is certainly no better than a foolish dream in which repeated miseries appear. In another sense, however, the universe is real, means it exists. It is not mithya like Mayavadis, they say. In his commentary on Vedanta Sutra, Srila Madhvacharya has confirmed this by quoting the following statement from the Vedic Shruti mantras. Vedic Shruti mantra means Upanishad. Satyam hyevedam vishvam asrijata. This universe created by the Lord is real. Satyam hyevedam vishvam asrijata. The perfect authority of the Vedas thus certifies this universe to be real. Nevertheless, because our knowledge is stolen by illusion, as indicated here by the words astadishanam, we cannot properly understand this universe or the Supreme Lord who has created it. As the expansion of Lord Krishna, the universe is real and is meant for being engaged in His service. One who accepts the kingdom of God as home, the Lord Himself as the object of love, and the material universe as paraphernalia for being engaged in the Lord's service, dwells within eternal reality, wherever he may go within the material and spiritual worlds. I think they translated from Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's commentary. Yes, the one who has such actual vision, then wherever he is, either in material world or in spiritual world, he is always engaged in the service of Krishna and he is never suffering. Always he is tasting transcendental bliss. That is why devotees, real devotees, they don't have that sort of desire, I want to go to Goloka with motive, because there I will not suffer and I will enjoy, with this conception. So they don't have such desire. Their desire is only, wherever I may be, let me get the service of your lotus feet. That desire is also selfish desire. If someone wants to go there with some selfish motive, that is not proper. And anyway, you cannot enter into Lila unless you have service attitude. And one who has service attitude, wherever he is, he will have contact with Krishna. Like Mahaprabhu said, Mama Janmani Janmanishwara Bhavatat Bhakti Rahaitu Kaitri. Birth after birth, I only want your causeless devotion. He is not praying for any kind of liberation. Bhaktivinoda Thakur also told, Poshu pokke hoye taki swarge bani roye. Tabo bhakti rokho bhakti vinoda hridoye. I may be bird or animal or beast or whatever. I may be in hell, I may be in heaven. I don't mind. What is my prayer is, let me have uninterrupted causeless devotion to you. Because they know That is what is our duty, and also there is no obstacle. If someone has a hoituki apratihata, that causeless and uninterrupted devotion, he is always happy. In whichever body he is, in whichever place he is always happy. He does not want anything else, does not require anything else. That is pure devotion. And they are seeing everything belongs to Krishna and everything is meant for him. This world also. That Prabhupada Saraswati also told. Vishwam Purna Sukhayate. For devotee, this whole world is also blissful because they see in relation to Krishna. For the sense enjoyers, they think this world is mine for my enjoyment and they are getting suffering. Jnanis, they want to renounce this world as illusion. But devotees, they have no problem with this world because they see it as ingredient for service of Krishna. So for them, Vishwam Purna Sukhayate, full of bliss, this world. Bhaktivinoda Thakur also told, Atmanivedan tu apade kari, hoinu parama sukhi. Dukho dure gela, chinta na rakhila, chaudika ananda dekhi. In all directions, wherever I see, I get only bliss. Chaudika ananda dekhi. Everywhere is bliss. Because they see in relation to Krishna. Service. Then Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Brahma prayed. In summary, the universe is material and the medium-sized form of Krishna is Shuddha Sattva, completely spiritual. The very essence of the material world is that its existence is temporary, asat. It is unreal like a dream, but nevertheless it appears real and covers one's consciousness, asta dishanam. The universe appears real because it is manifested by the illusory energy of you, whose unlimited transcendental forms are full of Sandhini Shakti, that is eternal, Nitya, Hladini Shakti, Sukha, that is blissful, and Sambhi Shakti, Bodha, means knowledge. Another meaning, or conscious, full of knowledge. Another meaning, O Lord, your form is full of mercy, whereas this universe is full of inauspiciousness. What is the necessity of considering this universe at all if it is false? But the world is not false. It is swapna bham, like dream. From the point of view of material pleasure, the ignorant think it is wonderful, sat iva, but in reality it is full of misery. This explanation our Gurudev used to give. Let me see if I can find the translation by our Gurudev. This verse, but you will find in many Harikathas, Gurudev used to quote this verse to explain the nature of this world, that we are so much attached. But Brahma said his all intelligence is finished. And then someone will say, but they are working for happiness. They are working for happiness, but they are getting suffering, extreme suffering. Puru dukkha dukkham. Gurudev very nicely explained this verse. In Harikathas you will find in recordings. So our Gurudev translated in the answer to one question. Yes, this entire universe is non-eternal, so it is dreamlike, illusory, transitory, not permanent, devoid of knowledge, inert and extremely painful. Purudukha dukkam. But, O Lord Krishna, you are all existence, all knowledge, and all bliss, and therefore infinite. The entire universe has been created and destroyed by your inconceivable power, yet it appears to be truth actually existing. Like always, it appears like that, but it is created and destroyed. It's temporary. Here, before that, Gurudev wrote, as long as we shall remain in this world, we should be satisfied by getting minimum material possessions. Atma requires Atma for its sustenance, not Anatma. Anatma means this material energy. Anatma is foreign to it. Means this, our body is Anatma and needs food for its sustenance. But Atma needs Atma. Atma vare drashtavyo, shrotavyo, mantavyo, nididhyasitabhyo. It's from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Gurudev used to quote, if one attains the property of one whole world, he will have the desire to get another, because these desires never finish. We cannot be satisfied by this, so it is useless. That also Baman Dev said to Bali Maharaj. He said, I want 3 steps of land. Then Bali said, oh, you are a small dwarf, so your intelligence also is very small. Why you are asking for such small things? I can give you more. Then Baman Dev said, actually I am Brahmin. I should be satisfied with the minimum, because that desire has got no end. Gurudev told, if you get this whole world, then you will want to exploit Mars or something. It has got no end, because no one can be happy by material possessions. That cannot fulfill your heart, which requires Atma. Atma requires Atma. So here, further Gurudev is saying, the material world is actually devoid of genuine bliss. The material world is the shadow of the Supreme Lord, who is all existence, all knowledge, and all bliss. The material world is the outcome of Maya, which means not death. Similarly, the shadow of a tree has got no actual existence, means you cannot get benefit from that shadow. So then Gurudev told, the Supreme Lord is supreme in all aspects. He is omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent, and he is all bliss. By the grace of absolute bliss, we can get complete bliss. Grace descends to a surrendered soul. All desires of devotee will be fulfilled if he takes unconditional, total submission to the Supreme Lord. So this we have to attain. Then we will actually get what we want, not by any other means. Ekastvam Atma Purushah Puranah Satyah Swayam Jyotir Ananta Adya Nityoksharo Jasra Sukho Niranjana Purna Dvaya Mukta Upadito Mrita. You are the one Supreme Soul, the primeval Supreme Personality, the Absolute Truth, self-manifested, endless and beginningless. You are eternal and infallible. Perfect and complete, without any rival and free from all material designations. Your happiness can never be obstructed, nor have you any connection with material contamination. Indeed, you are the indestructible nectar of immortality. This is very tattvic verse here, commentary. Srila Sridhar Swami explains how the various terms of this verse demonstrate that the transcendental body of Lord Krishna is free from the characteristics of material bodies. It is different, like that is why we hear Apadopani, he has no legs, no hands, Arup, no forearm, all this. It means he has no material body, but he has transcendental body. So here the difference is clearly explained. All material bodies go through 6 phases: birth, growth, maturity, reproduction, decline, and destruction. But Lord Krishna does not take material birth, since he is the original reality, a fact clearly indicated here by the word Adya. Original means beginning. But that does not mean that there was a time when Krishna did not exist, and then he first started to exist. No, he is eternal. Here only it means that he is origin of everything. Everything is coming from him, because later also other qualities are there. Then further, we take our material birth within a particular material atmosphere in material bodies that are amalgamations of various material elements. Since Lord Krishna existed long before the creation of any material atmosphere or element, there is no question of material birth for his transcendental body. And also, he existed before creation, but also we should not wrongly understand this long before creation. Like some long time before creation, he came into existence. No, he's eternal. But he was existing before the manifestation of this material creation. Similarly, the word Purna, meaning full and complete, refutes the concept that Lord Krishna could grow, since he is ever existing in fullness. When one's material body becomes mature, one can no longer enjoy as in youth. But the words Ajasra Sukha, meaning enjoying unobstructed happiness, indicate that Lord Krishna's body never reaches so-called middle age, since it is always full of spiritual youthful bliss. Our happiness becomes obstructed because senses do not work and this. But for Krishna there is no obstruction, so he has no material body. The word akshara, undiminishing, refutes the possibility that Lord Krishna's body grows old or declines, and the word amrita, immortal, negates the possibility of death. Then someone may say, but we see Krishna is also growing in Vrindavan, and ultimately he is killed by hunter. That is his lila in this material world. When he appears, he is performing such pastime. But in Goloka, there is no birth pastime, no growing pastime, no death pastime. That is only in this material world, and this material world also is, he's doing this lila to attract us, and those who have transcendental spiritual eyes, they can see that this is like a drama. It is not actual birth like force by the force of karma, or death by the force of karma. That is why Krishna says, Janma karma chame divyam. My birth and my activities in this world are divine, transcendental. They are not like of conditioned souls. But he plays the pastime as like human beings, so that love is not restricted. But it is transcendental pastime. Those who have eyes, they can see that this is lila, not actual growth like of material body and becoming old. And this proof also is there. Although Krishna was in this world 125 years old, but still his form was like 16-year-old boy. This is not possible for any conditioned soul or for any material body. So it is different, and at the same time Krishna in Tattva and in that Goloka Lila is always the same size, same age. As the Lord states in Shruti, Purvam evaham ihasam. I alone existed in the beginning, or I alone existed before. Purvam evaham ihasam. I was before this world. Therefore, here the Lord is called Purushah Purana, the primeval enjoyer. Purush means enjoyer. So Purushotam means supreme enjoyer. The original Purusha expands himself as the super soul and enters every living being as Paramatma. Still he is ultimately the absolute truth, Krishna, as stated in the Gopal Tapani Upanishad. Yah Shakshat Param Brahmeti Govindam Satchit Ananda Vigraham Vrindavana Sura Buruha Talasinam. The absolute truth himself is Govinda, who has an eternal form of bliss and knowledge, and who is sitting beneath the shady desire trees of Vrindavan. This absolute truth is beyond material ignorance and beyond even ordinary spiritual knowledge. As stated in the same Gopal Tapani Shruti, Vidya Avidya Bhyam Bhina. Thus, in many ways, the supremacy of Lord Krishna has been established in the Vedic literature, and it is here confirmed by Lord Brahma himself. Tomorrow we will hear Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary to this verse. In Upanishad, you will find this Apurusham, he is not person, and Apanipado has no legs, no hands, and Nirvikar, no transformation, no Akar, no form, Nirakar, Nirvishesh, no specialities. But you have to take complete Upanishads, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told to Sarvam Bhattacharya, not only some parts, and misinterpret. This is also Gopal Tapani Upanishad. It is very famous. So here this verse is very clear. Govinda has Satchit Ananda Vigraha, form which is Sat, not Asat, means eternal, and Chit, full of knowledge and blissful. That is why you will find our Baladev Vidyabhushan in commenting Vedanta Sutra. In many places he quoted this Gopal Tapani Upanishad to prove that Brahman means supreme, is not impersonal, formless like this. He is a person, supreme person, Purushotam. So tomorrow we will hear about this verse, this commentary of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur.